Let's figure out who this mayor is. I want to know who this mayor is with this big hair.
A city plagued with problems, a fallen firefighter, skyrocketing juvenile crime, a record number of stolen cars.
And now Baltimore voters have to make a decision about their future. Good evening. I'm Vincent Hill.
And I'm Maxine Stryker. Thanks so much for joining us. The primary election still months away, but one thing is clear. Voters will be demanding
Got y'all cash apps. I'm going to read those shortly.
We're saying enough is enough.
The winds of change are blowing through Baltimore as election season quickly approaches.
The state of Baltimore is a state of emergency right now.
Top of mind for voters is public safety. According to the latest Goucher poll, nearly half of voters feel crime has gotten worse in their neighborhood over the past year.
We ain't got to worry about that. You know why? You ain't got to worry about it. I'll tell you why. Let me do a little bit of research. Who is this mayor? Mayor of Baltimore. Mayor Brandon Scott, the guy that's at the bottom of my screen right there. He ain't got to worry about it. Baltimore voter turnout rate. Oh, you ain't got to worry about this. It don't even matter. It don't even matter. The voter turnout rate in Baltimore is abysmal anyway. Wow. Who votes for mayor in Baltimore? All right, so let me tell y'all why it don't matter. This is beautiful. I'm glad that we have this data and this information. And I didn't even expect to go into this today. Let me show you what's happening over in Baltimore. So, this is a website. It's called whovotesformayor.org. And it's specifically exploring Baltimore, right? Whovotesformayor.org. That is where I'm getting my source from. It says, let's go over to the 35.9%. No, actually, let's go over to this. In Baltimore, 35.9% of registered voters over the age of 65 voted, as compared to, this is the beautiful number, 5.7% of registered voters 18 through 34 is voting. So you telling me people, first of all, we're going to talk about the people that are registered to vote. We're not even talking about the entire population. We only going to talk about people that are registered. So let's assume that half of the people are registered or 75% of the people are registered, right? That means of just the demographic of people that are registered to vote in Baltimore, ages 18 through 34, 5.7% of the people actually voted. It don't even matter. It don't even matter. 5.7% of registered voters ages 18 through 34 actually participated in the mayoral race. What do you want from me? What do you want from me? See, the numbers don't lie. You can sit here and say whatever you want to say when you want to say it. You can blame it on the man. You can blame it on life. You can blame it on a lot of the different things that's going on in society. But see, the one thing about Anton is that I'm going to get to the root of it. And so while you sitting here talking about being, I bet you if they said reparations is on the board, y'all would be in line. I bet you 100% of the people that was a voter age 18 through 34 that was trying to get them stimmy checks, I bet you they was there. I would bet, listen, I would be willing to bet. I would be willing to bet $100,000 that there were a higher percentage of the population ages 18 through 34 that applied for pandemic loans, PPP loans, than turned out to to vote for mayor. I would be willing to bet more people apply for unemployment insurance and pandemic loans than actually showed up to vote 18 through 34 in Baltimore specifically. Because Baltimore is not by itself. This is just a reflection of what happens in your communities. So you can't say anything because you don't even participate in the process. You don't even listen. It's more important for you to participate in the local elections because this is not just for the mayor. This is the mayoral election. This is your city council members. This is your treasurers. This is your judges, right? You get to determine everything that happens in your city, but then only 5.7% of registered voters, which means that of the people that are registered, not the people that are actually participating or that have the ability to participate, some people never even registered. So actually this number is much lower. It's probably more like 3%. So y'all want me to hold Baltimore accountable and you want me to hold the mayor accountable, but at first we have to hold you accountable because you're not even participating in your own success. Why would I hold them accountable when you actually know what's going on in your neighborhood? You know Baltimore better than I know Baltimore. You know what streets is cracked, what roads is messed up, what schools is doing. You know who the drug dealers are. You know who the pedos are. You know who the crackheads are. You know who the crooked cops, you know them. You know them by name. You probably cool with them. You see them on a regular basis. You have a conversation with them. You know the people, the robbers, the jackers, the killers, the thugs, the prostitutes, the chicks for the streets. You know what's happening in your community more than I do. Now here's the interesting part about it. 5.7% of registered voters 18 through 34 actually participated in the mayoral race, right? Right? Let's put it in perspective. Less than 6% of the population that's registered to vote. So let's just use our mental math and say 4%, 3% of the population actually participated in the mayoral election, right? Cool? Y'all don't like that number? That's a problem for you? Huh? Is that an issue? You want me to hold them accountable and you didn't even participate in the process at all? At what point do we hold ourselves accountable? First, before we start to have a conversation about whoever these elected officials are that's doing whatever it is that they doing. Y'all think he voted? Before we hear what this guy got to say, do you think that he voted? I bet you they on Instagram. I bet you a huge part of the population is on TikTok. Why we so messed up? Why we so messed up? Why we can't get right? Why we always on the no plan? Why y'all want me to hold Baltimore accountable when y'all the ones that's having the kids that then go out and rob everybody else and you can't even get your own house? I'm going to hold you accountable before I hold Baltimore accountable. That don't mean that Baltimore can't come to the front of the congregation. I'm going to bring Baltimore fully to the front of the congregation tomorrow. But what? Forget this clip. Let's go to this clip. Why is it 5.7% of registered voters age 18? Y'all sitting here talking about election fraud and mail-in ballots and other. We ain't got to worry about over in Baltimore. And you know what the funniest part about this whole thing is? You know, let me blow this up. Let me get you all of the stats. You know what the funniest part about this whole thing is? Drug infested, jackers, robbers, stealers, Kia boys, dope fiends, dope dealers. Y'all will go through arm's length to watch Scarface and then go and try to find you a plug. Man, who brought it into the community? You did. You went and searched for it so you can flood the community with fentanyl and horse tranquilizers. Okay, cool. So now that we bringing people to the front of the congregation and we starting to have an honest conversation, let me ask you a question. If I or the people, the man, come in, tear everything down, gentrify it, and then price you out and make it better and fix up the schools, you going to be mad? It's people that lived in these neighborhoods and they should not be pushed out. If I come in and I fix it and I gentrify it, you're going to be mad on that front too. So if I fix your community and we raise the property taxes, you're going to be mad. And the schools, if I don't fix your community, you're going to be mad and you're not going to turn out to vote for the mayor anyway. Which one you want? Because you can't please people. And you're going to be hated either way. You're going to be hated either way. You can't please people and you're going to be absolutely pissed off either way. So which one do you want? Do you want me to gentrify your neighborhood? Because it's going to cost me more and I'm still taking a risk. And push you out so you can be living over there like they're doing in Atlanta, living in your cars, taking your showers at Planet Fitness. I'm disgusted. I'm absolutely, positively disgusted at what it is that I see happening over in B-More today, because this should not be a thing. I'm going to come back to you, Mayor. Mayor, I'm coming back. What's his name? Brandon Scott? Brandon Scott, you got off today because I had to hold the people accountable for only showing up 5.7% of registered voters 18 through 34. I'm coming back to you, Brandon Scott, the 52nd mayor of Baltimore.